What does your wife need from you? What do wives need from their husbands? There's a lot of opinions about this, a lot of different points of view. I'm going to give you, as always, I'm going to give you my point of view based on what's worked for me in my own marriage and what works with the men that I coach. It's a masculine-centered point of view. That's the worldview that I have for the world and for marriage, and it works. So this is going to be a little bit, as usual, this is going to be a little countercultural. So stick around. If you're a man and you're married and you want more out of your manhood and your masculinity and your marriage, subscribe and hit the bell icon. So, how long have you been married? Leave it in the comments below. Let's see what you guys. I've been married 14 years now and nearly 15. And so what do your wives need from you? Now, when I break this down for you, there's 3 things that your wife needs from you, that wives need from their husbands. And this is a deep level, right? I don't tend to talk shallow. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Tactics work in the moment and they're appropriate at certain times, but they don't tend to move the needle. They don't tend to change the direction of your ship. So I'm going to talk to you about 3 things that your wife needs from you. The first one is emotional needs. Your wife needs you to meet her emotional needs. And that's obviously not countercultural, right? That's what the magazine covers in the grocery stores you're waiting to check out tell you. This is what you see on mainstream media, is that, you gotta be there for your wife. And it's true. And there's a few different ways to break down emotional needs and what they mean. They all sort of come from human need psychology, positive psychology. And so there's a few different frameworks. I work on the framework of the 6 basic needs. That is, I don't know if it was created by, but popularized by Tony Robbins and Chloe Madanas, who's a family and marriage counselor, therapist. And so basically every human being needs to feel certain about something. They need to have variety in their life. They need to feel significant, and they need connection and love, right? So there's the 4 fundamental human needs. Everybody's going to meet these needs at some level: certainty, variety, love, connection. That's 1, and significance, right? So you need to meet those needs for your wife at a deep level. You need to help her feel certain. Now that's going to look different for her than it is for you. For you, certainty might be 10 grand in the bank account. For her, it might be you coming home at 6 p.m. every night rather than 6:30 or 7:28 or whatever it might be. So your need for certainty is the same, that you have to be certain about certain things, but what those things are is different. You have to meet her need for variety. That means the spice of life. You gotta show up and surprise her with things. And that's not just like, oh, here's a gift, here's a necklace, or here's some flowers. Sure, that's good sometimes, but also surprise her with different facets of your person. Surprise her with different facets of your personality. You show up differently, so she doesn't always know what to expect from you. That's going to keep that variety high. That's going to meet that need for variety at a high level. And then love and connection. How does she feel connected to you? How does she feel loved by you? This is in pop culture. This is the love language, right? What love language does she speak? And then speak it. Yeah, that's good advice. It's not the whole thing. That's good advice. And then significance. How does she feel significant to you? How can you let her know how important she is to you? I made another video about how to make your wife feel special. I would recommend looking at that in terms of significance. I'll put it up here. And so these are the 4 basic human needs. Everybody's going to meet these, and they're going to meet them either in a positive, healthy way or an unhealthy, toxic way. But the needs will get met. And the other two needs are contribution and growth, or growth and contribution. And these are kind of like how you be happy, right? If you can meet your own need for growth and contribution in a consistent manner, you're going to be happy, right? And no, you don't pursue happiness as a goal. You pursue contribution and growth, and a result of that is that you're happy. Now, so you need to meet your wife's emotional needs, but you also have to allow her to meet yours. So this is where popular culture is going to tell you need to be vulnerable and stuff like that. And I think, yeah, you do need to be vulnerable at some times. I think it's largely overemphasized that the man's really got to share his feelings and be. I think that's largely overstated. So the first one is emotional needs. The second one is attraction. Your wife needs to feel attracted to you. If you want her to be in love with you and stay with you and keep the marriage stable and healthy, then you need to cultivate attraction. And that means you need to learn what it means to be attractive and implement those strategies. Now, the video I just mentioned about how to make your wife feel special, that's a good place to start. It's not specifically about attraction, but the ideas are there. And the ideas of being attractive are to be such a good man that you can know how to set boundaries and you're willing to walk away. No, I don't recommend walking away as a first step, but the uncomfortable truth is that you're never going to reach peak attraction to your wife if you will stay no matter what she does. And so you having the spine and the self-esteem to be able to walk away means that you value yourself. And that's important because other people can't really value you until you value yourself. And that goes for your wife. Of course, that goes for your wife as well. So how to be attractive. I'll put another video here about how to be attractive as well. It's a deep topic, obviously. It's a deep topic. I cover it in the outline. It's outlined in my book, The Married Man's Survival Guide. You can find a link to that in the description. Also, a link to the Married Man Cave, which is an international group of men from all over the world, international, all over the world, of course. And we talk shop on marriage and masculinity. All right, so the third thing is your leadership. Yeah, that's the countercultural message, is that I believe that the ideal structure of a marriage is the husband-led marriage. And it's not, I always feel like I got to qualify this. No, it's the husband-led marriage. Is that it's a service leadership, is that you are leveling yourself up every day in every way so that she can, hey, guys, I need you to be quiet. So if you want to play and be loud, go somewhere else. And so the third thing is your leadership. Your wife needs your leadership in order to meet. And the third thing is your leadership. And this is where it gets really countercultural. I live and prescribe a husband-led marriage. And it's a leadership of service, meaning that I understand my wife's emotional needs, my kids' emotional needs, and I'm living my life to make sure that those needs get met at a deep level. That we as a family are moving in the direction that we've agreed upon, or that the vision that my wife and I have built together, that we're taking steps towards that. But in the end, it's me who's leading that charge. It's my leadership that's doing it. Doesn't mean my wife is not an integral part of this, because she is. She absolutely is an integral part of this. And, without her, I probably wouldn't be doing it. Not this way. I have my own vision. I have a different vision for my life, but not the one that I'm living right now. So she needs your leadership. She needs you to make decisions, to be decisive, to take action. And this feeds back into attraction. You're going to be more attractive. The more that you can do that, the more attractive you're going to be to her. So how can you be more of a leader today? How can you just make a decision and go? And then how can you stand up to her when you've made a decision that you know to be good, right, and true for yourself and for the family when she disagrees with you? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. And that's also where the most potential for attraction is when you can stand up to her in a kind, gentle, but firm way because you know what you're doing is good, right, and true, with as measured by the vision that you have for yourself or for your marriage and for your family. And that's how you can have the moral high ground as the leader of the family, is that you have the capacity to know the vision for the family, know where you're going. And once everybody's on board with that vision, that's locally, in terms of that moment, that's the greater good. That's the highest good. And so decisions that move you towards that are good, and decisions that move you away from that are bad. That's what your wife needs from you. Love to hear what you think about it, so leave a comment below. If you're a man and you're married, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and also check out marriedmancave.com for that international group of men talking shop on masculinity, manhood, and marriage. See ya.